if you're gonna mention me wrecking you at some point, you gotta mention that.
I think
I'm
it's
in
about
the,
to
I'm in
start.
the booth.
We are live here from BRL, live here, the Daytona International Speedway, the site of the maiden voyage of the 2026 BRL Season 5, the Cup Series Clash, kicking off the season here. I'm in the booth with a guy who's been in the booth before here in BRL. That is Connor. We used to talk about him. Rocky talking about that number 9 car of Connor, and now we'll see him driving around the speedway in that. We'll be seeing him flying around the speedway with us. He'll be watching the race. He will be up here in the booth with us watching the race. And me and Connor have had a bit of a twisted history in terms of things that's happened. And go back to the last time that one of us was commentating about the other, or the last time Connor was in the booth in BRL. I was leading the race on the last lap, and I crashed. And additionally, got to bring up 1 year ago today, the Season 2 BRL 500, in which myself and Connor got into a tangle on the last lap. Connor under the line, and we took each other out of a chance to win the Great American Race. That gave Minister the win in the number 4 from Awesome Autosport. That has been put aside today. And me and Connor are actually good friends. It's just what happens on the track sometimes has to stay on the track. And
I don't know about good friends, man.
all right, Cold Custers, pipe down. Getting ready for the maiden voyage as well for Stock Car Thunder here in the Cup Series. The same game we've been using for the Truck Series now put into Cup cars, and all the tire wear and insane strategies it's been in the season of trucks that precedes us will now follow us in this season of Cup with a limited debut for Stock Car Thunder, similar to the Gen 5 and Gen 4 swap season in 2007 NASCAR Cup Series, if any of y'all watched that. The Clash here at Daytona Road Course. The first time the BRL Clash was not held on a quarter-mile track. Now moving to Florida for what will undoubtedly be a continuation of the beating and banging legacy that the Clash brings. Connor, do the honors with some boogeties.
Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing for a Busch Light Clash trophy.
And there it is. We are underway in the Clash. Down into 1, the 38, able to get out ahead. Bad start for the green next time. Caution out. What has happened here?
We did see 2 cars wreck in the back coming off of the chicane on the front stretch. That might have been what called off the start.
I don't know what called off the start. I just know I'm going to assume Connor's correct. And Chris is out of the car and respawning. I assume he'll choose to go TTB due to all the tire wear they're talking about. Even under caution may be a problem.
Yeah, the 20 of Zach, I guess he hit the bump on the exit of the front stretch chicane and goes across Handel's front bumper and spins himself. I don't know if any other cars were involved.
We're going to have a trio in here, so we'll actually have 3 people in the booth. So, Connor, you know what that means, right?
I do.
There's 3 people and 3 boogeties. We can each have a boogedy.
Absolutely.
All right, Connor, you do the first boogedy. Daytona, you do the second boogedy. I'll do the third boogedy, and we'll kick this season off beautifully.
Let's do it.
I can't see the...
As we'll try this again. Hey, second attempt at, first off, the boogeties, because that was kind of awkward. And number 2, at starting this race. Everybody who was Chris respawning his car again, and he flipped before the race even starts. This guy thinks he's Nook.
Well.
All right. We're going green this time, regardless of if Chris has caught up to us or not, which, given the fact there's a big front stretch chicane, means he may not catch up to us. Here comes Kriggle. He's going to be too far back, I think. We are crashing.
All right.
And we will delay this start, I assume. Maybe no. Is it underway? I think it is. Boogity, boogity. Let's go racing from the Daytona road course. We completely messed all that up because, well, we didn't know that we'd be going green when there's a four-wide crash, but underway in this start of the season.
Here's Duncan out front with a somewhat decent lead considering the fact that everyone was crashing behind him, with the 17 up behind him. Chris in the 38 back there as well. Already worked his way up to third. Handle on the inside.
Duncan's around!
Duncan runs for the lead.
He hit a bump or something. I don't know what that was.
Nook's also involved in it. Oh, the 11's upside down.
Caution is out on the first lap.
That would be OTF. You wanna go through our field here?
I don't know what I want to do.
Let's
First off, we gotta have sectors.
Duncan.
We gotta have sectors since this is a road course.
I mean,
Duncan was trying to ride the curb. Duncan was trying to ride the curb going down that straightaway, and it just hits it, and it just wrecks the car. And then behind them, someone, I'm guessing the 11 from the looks of it, hit that same bump, went flipping, and got Nook collected in it. I'm surprised Nook wasn't the one flipping.
Oh, man. During the race back, or is there even a race back? Duncan's upside down. What has happened here? Single file start, says Brunswick up in race control. And we have not yet completed a green flag lap in this BRL season. And there goes the 17 of PETA into the wall. The very few cars surviving this incident on the first lap, Chris, Handel, and Devin, the only ones who's managed to keep it unscathed thus far.
That's Handel.
In that number 6 car, it is.
All right.
Trying to catch up and all this stuff. This has been a wacky clash, and around goes Devin and the 20 of Zach under caution.
Well, we're pacing.
We are.
Through. Oh, you want to go through who's in the field?
All right, let's do it. I guess. Right now, looking at through the field, looking at the numbers, the 38 of Chris out in front of this field. He started in second spot, but with the caution on lap 1, the caution on lap 1 put Chris in a position to be with a, actually, as I think Brunswick may be restarting this from scratch. I'm not sure. Duncan, I believe, maybe trying to protest his spot, and Chris not giving it to him.
He's the one that's fun, though.
We'll put a pause to our rundown of the grid because Duncan is protesting a spot, so we don't really know what spot Duncan is in.
There is something we can mention, though. That 38 of Chris, probably most noticeable in the entire field, considering his run he had last season with a total of 4 wins and a runner-up in the championship standings. I feel like...
To the guy saying this, he finished runner-up to the guy saying this, called Connor.
I feel like this season, now that, you know, he got that runner-up in the standings with an amazing season on hand, that
Zach Brown
coming into the bus stop.
Brunswick said green in Oval 3. We are green. And the only one that read that was Devin. He'll get the lead.
Slingshots around Duncan's high side.
But we're heading to a chicane while everyone's close. That was not a good idea. Watch what happens over in this corner as Duncan runs him wide.
Devin overshoots it. He gets Handel in the wall with him.
Here comes Chris to the bottom of the track. He'll reassume the lead after Duncan was giving it back due to some invisible bumps that he hit. Chris now heading down to what's actually turn 1 will have the lead. Duncan drives it in. Chris still handles that car and is out in front.
Look who's behind those two front runners. Nook in the Amazon Prime car. He gets a shove from the 6. Off goes Nook.
Gets him out into the grass.
Yeah, Handel's got a slowdown and will be all back of this lead pack. Pretty much all the way gone. Zach also way far back there as we'll look back to the front of this field. Oh! Into this wall is the 17 of Peta. Completely misses the corner. I was going back up to the front of the field where Chris has now gotten a little bit of a gap. The 5 prime machine, that is Nook, driving up to his bumper, jostling to try and get the spot. And he just can't do it right now. Duncan through oval 1 and 2, your race leader. Or not your race leader, I mean, I can't see Chris because he's already pulled out so far. And the TV, Connor, you have to admit, the TV spectate is awful.
It's really
Always has. I mean, to be fair, it's better than MWRT TV spectate.
Just a little there.
And Nook actually looked to the outside. Duncan goes up to block, then puts him on the apron. They are up to speed, but Nook and Duncan, they cannot go side by side into this corner. Nook goes completely too wide, almost into a barrier. Yes, into a barrier. He's around.
He lets Devin right through. Devin to P3.
Yeah, Duncan's now going to be in clean air with a good, clean track to go catch Chris if he's got the speed to do it. There's no doubt that right now is his opportunity as Chris goes wide through turn 1, back in all the way kicked out, and there's a boatload of that time Duncan has lost. Put back into his hands.
Something you got to remember with these guys right now is that the way they're driving, I mean, going in the grass this much and overturning their cars so much, it's going to wear their tires out, and they're going to have to pit early.
100%, 100%. Braking early, turning less. That was the key. I felt like a lot of these guys needed to keep on.
Look, here's some
but turning as little as you can. Turning as little as you can, staying off, not spinning your tires too much, I feel like was the key to this race. Duncan and Chris have been driving it in. I think Chris actually has driven it in a little less, which we knew Duncan was going to be aggressive. He was going to push the agenda. But I will say, Connor, I'm not sure if the tire saving would even save them a lap on tires. I don't think anyone knows.
Them a lap. But what I strongly believe is that it'll give them a little bit more of time to use more rotation later on in the run.
Duncan clips the tire!
Oh, Duncan, he hits the tire barrier. That's going to give the advantage to Devin and...
The 5 of Nook goes around the top.
Oh,
Can't do the job.
Sorry. I have not commentated in a hot minute.
Well, I think it's Daytona.
Nook looking to make a move in that prime Chevrolet. He gets to the inside of Duncan and powers through on the outside. Nook will take second
Duncan
away
to pit
from
road.
him.
So too is Devin. Both of them into pit road. Duncan stopped in the box. No speeding penalties thus far. The 21 and the 95, of course, going to have to wait for tires. That's the only reason they pitted. Now, Duncan and Devin still at a complete stop. Devin rolls out of his box and will be ahead of the 21. Handles well into the pit road. Will stop. He will have nobody around him. Clean stop so long as he was not given a penalty. He did not see the red light, so I believe we are all good. Duncan and Devin remerge onto the track with fresh tires. We'll see how this benefits them in about a lap.
Duncan gets ran wide by Devin in the grass, still powering through, even on older tires. Oh, he did pit. I didn't realize that.
And as we go back to that battle between Duncan and Devin almost hits that tire. Not sure if he missed it. They're both running each other hard at a moment where they really just shouldn't be. I mean,
the tire barrier. Same with Zach. Zach misses the bus stop completely.
Oh boy, huge losses for him.
Huge advantage coming to pit road.
And Chris is going to cackle all the way to the bank. He's got a huge lead, and everybody behind him is making mistakes. And gambling and all that. And as I say this, Chris is going to stay on the racetrack. I'm very, I don't know, I want to say I'm confused. But I also want to trust the strategies that Chris brings up. And you know what? I do see the vision here, because the length at which they pitted, that could very well, with the length of this race being 30 laps and the tires wearing so fast, they pitted a lap earlier, which doesn't seem like a lot, but when the tires are wearing as fast as they are, it might equate to an entire pit stop more. You're just not going to make that up. You know what I'm saying?
Honestly, I think it was the right decision for Chris to stay out with how how the people behind him are racing. More they mess up, bigger gap he gets.
Nook has also stayed out, but you can tell the struggles that the tire wear does bring to these drivers. It's super difficult to turn, especially entering mid-corner specifically and exiting. All combined is horrible.
Yeah, just last night, me, Duncan, Handel, and a bunch of the rest of us had hit the track here at Daytona for the Craftsman Truck Series race here at Daytona Road Course, and very interesting race. The winner turned out to be Duncan after a large crash coming to the white flag, ended the race. And what we learned, I think, the most was that I was a doubter of tire wear. There goes Chris to pit road. I was a doubter that the tires wore. I just thought that they blew, but I learned that very quickly last night, that the grip decayed, and you had to brake more, you had to run wider, you had to do more things as the run extended. And I think right now, if you're saving as many stops as possible, you're trying to change things up, that this is going to provide for much more intense and more, call it, full and thorough races than what we had before. Chris going to come off pit road, and he comes out with a gap back to Duncan and Devin. No, he doesn't. Duncan actually comes out ahead of him. I saw Devin. I didn't see Duncan. Duncan does come out with the lead, but remember, he last pitted all the way on lap 5. Chris's tire is going to be about 2 laps better. And with that,
don't overuse them, though.
Yeah, you don't want to overuse them. Oh, I get it now.
What?
All I'm saying, 34 got his credentials declined for this race.
Actually?
There's a reason I say that.
Oh, what is the 6 doing? What is Handel doing? Looks like Handel's...
Connor, do you know why I say that? Connor.
Yes?
Do you know why I say 34 got his credentials declined, right?
Why?
Oh, around goes Zach!
Just notice what's happening on the track and then tell me.
Well, you gotta remember, I'm looking through Brun's screen share, so I can't see exactly what's going on, or specifically what you're talking about.
I think King Beer might have been trolling me, but
And Zach hits the tire barrier.
I will say, I think King Beer was trolling me, but also I would say Brunswick needs to keep an eye on Chris, because there's a possibility that Chris...
Nook is upside down.
Nook has flipped!
Well.
Well,
One of the greatest flippers in BRL history.
He's done did it
Lives
again.
up to his name.
He didn't done
do it.
Like it.
You said he done did it, but he done diddied it. And look at there, those fresh tires have already allowed Chris to drive up to Duncan and into the wall.
He hit the wall. That's gonna give Chris
the
very good
advantage and
advantage
a good lead. And if I'm Duncan, I'm probably gonna drive it into this next corner and see if I can get to that 38. I'm not gonna be happy about getting ran wide, but honestly, Duncan doesn't have the grip to do anything about it.
Is there any penalty? Any penalty
Think
on
none.
Chris for that?
I don't think so, but Duncan ran the
Look
corner
like it.
better and just has no grip to show for it. Yeah, Brunswick, all I'm saying, keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on that 38 machine, because remember, 34 got his credentials revoked. That's all I'm saying. Like, I don't believe that 34 would be on Chris's account. Just because Chris didn't switch fucking accounts. But just keep an eye on it in case, you know? Like, don't want to... You don't want something to happen that, you know, we can't exactly... And I guess part of my suspicion comes from the fact that the guy was not this dominant last night. The truck race caution is out.
Caution's out for what?
I think Devin goes upside down and that brings it out. I saw tire tracks around him. The 95, Devin brings out the gassy caution here, presented by Credit One Bank. And I know Chris and 34, not 34, Chris and Duncan are not happy about this.
Oh, my back is. I will be right back.
The red flag, the red flag. I'm sleeping. Connor, are you also sleeping?
I think I might be Sleepy Joe.
No! Ain't no way this guy just told Chris to send a screenshot. And if you can't see the mobile controls on his screen...
That is true.
If you can't see the mobile controls on his screen, then it's not him. I think we've... I do think it's Chris, but... I
With
think
the history
that,
some people have had in this league, it's...
Well,
it's
this
sad
wouldn't
you
be the
can't
first
know.
time 34... This wouldn't be the first time that 34 ever got on... This wouldn't be the first time 34's ever gotten on Chris's account. Let's go to the race called Bristol, the Ice Bowl, where Chris was disqualified later because 34 was on his account, even though Josh Cobra was the winner anyways. And Josh Cobra actually dominated that race. No screenshots yet. If he leaves the game, then we know things are up. Three minutes to send a screenshot or Chris is done. And nothing's been sent yet.
I feel like that's a sign of something.
Yeah,
Typically quick. He's typically quick on these kind of things.
I think we might have actually whistleblown an actual
Well, if that's okay, if it is him on his account, both of them are probably getting huge penalties now that it is a full on set rule.
If I was Brunswick and 34 pulls this again, then my total opinion, even like I said, even if it's not 34, if it's somebody else, still, Chris got to send the screenshot. It's not hard. He has not sent it.
I'm back.
I'm gonna say it right now. If we haven't gotten the picture,
Wait, why are we red flagged?
It's red flag because we're waiting on Chris to send a screenshot showing that he's on his account.
It's not that hard.
I heard Paxton.
Yep. I'm gonna say it. We still haven't seen a screenshot at this point. I'm gonna say it. If someone can't send a screenshot definitively proving that Chris is on his own account, then he should probably be thrown out of the 500.
Wait, I know how we can solve this. Tell Chris to turn on his camera and call.
Well, yet again, all he has to do is we told him to send a screenshot, and he has not sent a screenshot. That's very easy to do. His screenshot would solve everything, and he has not done it. At this point, Chris is out of the race.
He left.
He left. Now, if there's not a screenshot within a few seconds, then that means
Chris has been disqualified. Oh my goodness, what a moment!
Wow. That hasn't happened since when?
Last time someone got caught in here with it, I believe, was when Duncan raced for 34 in the duels to get him in the 500, which he ended up winning, which got his win revoked along with the point.
I will say, I do believe if you're going to be disqualified from a race, you got to be suspended for future races because that's a
big rule on this now, and I can go and check actually.
We've heard nothing from Chris. We might hear something from Chris, but maybe I don't know.
Well, look who's in the lead. It's the rookie.
Oh, you're talking about PETA.
Yeah, Robotica. That's 17. I think that's a Ford. I really can't tell. It's got the wrong scheme on the wrong body.
Yeah. I'm sitting here thinking about this, and I can't talk about the race because I feel like the biggest thing that's going to happen in this race just happened. We had the leader get kicked out for suspected account sharing. A major issue in this league, and ended up losing, and it ended up winning Chris a race because of 34's disqualification from the Daytona 500.
34 says he's in another game. But
that might be
right after Chris left.
I think he has
That is
been in
true.
another
In a game.
game. That does not mean that he is unable to find workarounds in which he's able to get in on a separate window, a separate anything. And anyways, I'm not gonna accuse 34 of doing it, but Kristen. Oh no, the rookie!
Rookies? Oh, wow.
We're all pitting. I wonder if he'll decide to join. But I'm not gonna accuse 34. We don't have any definitive answer as to who might have done it. But the reality of it is Chris received a penalty for account sharing and has been parked from the race. The only thing I can believe is that Chris was in fact sharing an account with someone else due to the fact that there was such a difference in speed from last night to tonight, and also, well, the simple fact that he failed to submit evidence disputing that. And I think anyone else in the field can submit evidence that would dispute the claim that they were not running the race for themselves. Chris failed to do that. The rules are pretty clear. If you're requested, then you've got to have things that show that you were on your account for the race, or at least have some solid ground to stand on. Chris did not have that. The penalty is not only stands, but I do believe that I am in full support of what has happened here, and that also, I'm going to get shot up by King Beer for saying that, because King Beer sent it to me, and I didn't read the part about don't say this out loud. King Beer's going to shoot me.
About what exactly? What you said earlier?
Yo, bro, your ego, shut up. Okay, I'm sorry. Hey, mister, if you're talking, we can't hear you.
All right, we are back underway. No, I was locked in on something, and now we are back underway as Zach into the wall and flipped. The red is going to think the caution's going to come back out. Maybe not. That was a flip from the third position.
No leading here, back to green, entering turn one. Zach trying to get his way
Caution
going
is
again.
out.
Devin gets pinched. I don't know what happened there. Caution. Yeah, caution is out.
Rocky wants to join the booth, but I already told him I told him I was like, that was what I was locked in on. Is I was locked in on a DM from Rocky asking if he could join the booth. That's all it was. He asked if he could join the booth, and so I was telling him, I was like, I can let you join the group, but I don't think I can let you join the booth because well, there's already three of us. I'm not making it a fourth. That's just gonna be awkward. We're gonna be like Latart, Earnhardt, Diffie, and Jeff Burton at best, and at worst, we're gonna sound like the wheel for Ross Chastain.
Still perfect, and he has done
Yo, Cole Custer, check your DMs real quick. Not for me. I don't know what's happening, but I just don't.
I'm gonna say this out loud.
Yo. I don't know what
not
I
what you
said
said to me. I don't know what you said to me. No, not what you said to me. What King Beer said to me.
Yeah, no, I don't know what he said to you, but I don't know what he said to you, but let's keep it off the stream because I don't want that guy getting in. I don't want that guy. I don't know what he said, but I get the feeling. I get the feeling things are gonna get fuzzy around here. Wait, not fuzzy, hairy. Things are gonna get hairy. Fuzzy is not the same thing as hairy. It's Diddy. We'll take the green. And we are all watching as insane things happen. 3 wide happening behind. Dog, I'm just throwing off my whole commentary game by the whole Chris having someone else on his account. Probably 34. But
Duncan runs it wide. He gets in the grass, gets back on the track. Will Devin give him room? No, he doesn't. And Zach is beating and banging with him.
Nick missed the corner. He's wrecked.
Missed the corner
From the lead too.
That lets everybody.
Here comes Zach.
Through.
To the back bumper of Duncan while there's a battle for the lead. The rookie of PETA looking to win his first BRL race. Devin, the leader. I don't know if he's ever won a D1 race in BRL either.
Oh, I don't think so.
This would not be career win number 1, but their first win nevertheless because, of course, it's not a stat-tracked win, but still a win, still a celebration, and still a historic moment in the Brunswick Racing League. The stat sheet's going to show somebody as the winner tonight. Right now, it's Devin trying to make that name his own as PETA trails him into the bus stop.
Oh,
Car goes straight for PETA. Misses the corner.
Hit the slow down.
Everybody had problems over there on the back, and PETA just had the biggest one. That car was pointed dead towards the wall and ended up faced directly.
Duncan.
Duncan misses it. He's in the wall.
And slowed down significantly as now overtaking for the second spot is Nook, who missed that corner. Now 1.5 seconds. Devin completely stopped. Here comes Nook. Nook to the lead.
Is Devin out of gas? Devin might be out of gas.
I don't think he's out of gas. He's back up to full speed, but he's got some kind of issue. I don't know if he just completely missed the corner or what, but Nook to the lead as a result.
And just over here in the same spot last lap, Nook was wrecked.
Yeah, and everybody's been off their game. Everybody's been making mistakes. The only person that wasn't making mistakes was Chris, and now he's not even here.
Zach gets a little loose in the back.
Going through this corner. Huge drive by Devin. He made that stick. Holy cow. He drove it all the way into the corner, got onto the tire barrier, and it rotated that back end to the degree that he was able to drive it in much deeper than Nook. A huge chunk taken out of the gap as we head to the bus stop in the back straightaway.
Nook's got a pretty decent lead upon Devin. He just got to keep
Devin throws it in there again.
Oh, Devin sends it in.
He barely misses that tire. Holy cow.
Devin.
Great chicane by him.
Devin is driving the wheels off that number 95 Ford. That is an unbelievable drive he's managed to put together this lap. He wrecked over in turn 1, and he's driven it deep into every corner, not letting Nook get any room to breathe and any time to get into a rhythm. As well, another impressive guy on the drive this lap has been PETA, who's driven all the way back up to the bumpers of Zach and Duncan. Big send by the 95.
Bumper.
And heading down, big braking zone. Nook hits the wall. Goes.
That allows the 95 to go right through into the lead.
A little breath of air. He loses the back end on the exit of the corner. Cannot go wide in really any section over here. That is really just one big corner, and there goes Devin.
He has a slip up.
Wide, but he's managed to arc that thing down low so that he's not in the grass. Devin beginning to drive off with the lead, but he's completely off the course and somehow manages to make that work. He actually, that might have been a racing line. Wow. The first time since Chris left that I saw anyone have anything a semblance of a racing.
You know, the 95 Oreos car really reminds me of a little bit of Dale Earnhardt. Don't know what it is. Maybe it's just the Oreo sponsor, but how he's driving.
We've seen Devin make a couple mistakes in this race. If he pushes it to the point where he makes those mistakes,
Nook is over. Nook is upside down from second. No caution.
Nook is upside down. Now his car's not going.
We stay green.
Right when I was saying that, I was just about to mention that Devin makes errors consistently here, but can pull away. If he kept that gap and made errors, I felt like Nook was going to be back there, but we just saw it from Nook. And now Duncan will hit pit road.
Devin,
Nook also making
lose the two.
Great save by Devin. He slid on the grass, was able to keep that car in control and got it back going again. Zach misses the corner and lets the 17 of Pita by.
Before Devin has a ton of breathing room. I think he can just coast it from here. Save some tires, save some fuel.
You gotta remember whenever other people catch back up to him, Devin also tries to push the car a little more than he would probably not need to, considering the fact how many errors have been made, and that could result in his own. With how much people have been making mistakes, I feel like this winner is going to be unpredictable by the end of this thing, unless everyone gets it together and can run stable lines.
Whoa, Devin sideways.
Saved by Devin.
He is sideways.
Second time, I believe, in the lap he's done that.
It looks like he's saving tires here.
Zach hit the tire barrier in the chicane. Gets it going again. And turns.
Pit stop. Still probably two or three more stops yet to come. Devin taking his this lap.
Road.
All right, look back to second, and you'll see the 17. He stays on the racing surface and will keep his good years working here at Daytona Road Course.
Depending on how you run the track, this strategy for him, if he decides to stay out longer than everyone else, could go good or bad.
Around and sideways.
Devin, 17. The stuff you wanted. Why is Quack in a car?
You got to remember who you're talking about.
So he's just parked and
again, you got to remember who you're speaking of.
I can't really tell.
Quack is a field filler.
Absolutely is.
Yo, what did bro do? Actually, question is, what didn't he do?
I absolutely agree on that.
17, he still has to come down pit road, right?
He does. Unless he can figure out something with what he's got and somehow make it work and pull away. If that's not a possibility, which I strongly believe that it's not, he'll hit pit road here within the next lap or two.
See how much he loses to Zach. Is that Zach behind him?
I don't know who is behind him. Yes, it is Zach. But what you want to look into is that the 17, with the laps he's staying out and losing time, 17 will hit pit road. And let's see where this cycles him out at.
Ooh.
Zach down on the apron on the front stretch. I don't know if he was trying to go for pit road and missed it, or if he had a lag spike.
Here they come off pit road. The 17 of PETA. Let's see where he comes out in relation to Devin, who's just flipping.
Devin.
He just got out of his car. Is he out of the race?
Duncan making a pass on Zach in the infield.
That's the wall. Or not wall.
Yo, how would y'all feel if I added 34 to the booth and said, how would y'all feel if I added 34 to the booth and said, what was the track like?
Do it.
I mean,
What happened to Nook? He was running in the top 3, going for the lead not that long ago.
well, you are talking about a guy that has baby involved.
Yeah, what are we...
Yo, 34, what was the track like?
It's pretty fun for the hour that I got to race.
What'd he say?
He just
He said it was
admitted to
pretty
it.
fun for the hour he got to. How'd you like your scheme, that number 38 Lucky Dog car?
I wish it was number 27, but it's all right.
27?
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, if Brunswick would have let you race, you wouldn't have been on that car.
These guys are pretty slow, so.
The only reason I suspected is because I fucking raced Chris yesterday, and Chris was not
Chris
fast
solid.
yesterday.
No.
We're under caution.
Every single time I do this, I play it perfectly, and Chris is always selling. Every single time this guy's doing something stupid.
Well, yet again, if he was actually fast yesterday, I probably wouldn't have suspected nothing. But the guy was going to run like last yesterday.
If he wasn't AFK, I feel like we could have gotten away with it.
Actually, that was Friday. Yeah, Brunswick, ban them both for the 500 for real.
I think somewhere they mentioned it was going to be an extension of race suspensions, which might cook
Yeah,
them,
zero.
or at
I have
least
zero
Chris.
suspensions. I have no suspensions.
I don't know. After that, you might have a lot, but that's not to
Buddy.
me.
It's like a weekly occurrence that Brunswick removed 34 from the group.
I don't know. I think 34. I mean, last time we talked about this with the history of him doing it, I think mentioned a higher penalty for him if he did it again. He's threatened to do it multiple times, and he's done it multiple times. But that's up to Brunswick, the league owner, for that choice to make.
I mean, why even do it during the clash? It just doesn't make sense.
I don't know. They don't think sometimes. Or sometimes it's being very nice.
That 21 still has to pick, correct?
That is correct.
He's got a sizable lead from second place.
Duncan
That
trying to run
is
it long.
PETA.
He'll be...
He is not coming in yet. I'm not exactly sure how
Duncan
he's managed
really
to have
could
his
extend
tires
this.
right.
If his tires are good enough, he might be able to make it to the end with one more stop.
Yeah, but I have no idea how he's run this long on a set of tires. That's just unbelievable. And frankly, the guy, I don't know if maybe he respawned or something. I don't know.
If he respawned mid-race, the ticker would say what he has done, but it's had to have been before the yellow.
Hey.
Nope.
He caught. Second place caught.
Caution!
And is out.
I believe it may have been for, may have been some flipping involved.
No, did he in the fence? Nook went flipping into the fence per usual.
Well. If
This
it
was anyone else,
wasn't
it would
Nook,
be.
if it wasn't Nook, who would have flipped?
Connor.
It would have just been a myth if it wasn't Nook. Similar to the Vegas D2 race a few weeks ago here. or days, I should say. Should have been a few weeks ago.
That totally throws off Duncan's strategy. He had a 27-second lead on
Yeah,
second
but
place.
I actually think that might be good for him because he's going to get the restart from the lead, and I do believe, actually, because of the tire wear.
I'm sure everyone will hit pit road.
Yeah.
Well, I know that everyone will hit pit road, but I think that PETA will have a shorter stop.
That is true.
And
Yeah.
like I said, well, if it isn't the big Nook machine going up and over at Daytona.
Nook's fly. You see his sponsor right there, Prime. I mean, his car's getting thrown around like the packages from Prime does.
This puts strategy in a very awkward spot because everybody's work is pretty much cut out for him. You're gonna go your 5 laps and you're gonna pit because we're gonna restart with about 8 or 9 laps to go.
If no one does anything dumb, we're probably gonna go with 9 to go.
And the official announcement under this last caution, 34, 7-race suspension in the Brunswick Racing League. That does include the Great American Race. As now 34, and probably Chris as well, will be sitting out a long time and a pretty shameful move by a guy who ran a
Great stop
championship
by that 21 crew.
after a championship caliber run. It was a great stop by the 21 crew. It's going to put
now that
Duncan
we're back in the
position.
chase format.
Whoa, there's some mingling happening between Zach and Nook.
Oh! Who's going to
What is happening off pit road?
17. What did the 17 do? Oh, he turned left. I'm stupid. Anyways.
Hey, Mini Mista, look in the booth group.
Yeah, Rocky also sent me that. He said we're above, he's saying the booth's pretty bad, which I agree, but that's because our whole game got thrown off by the fact that the guy that was leading the race, it wasn't even here. The guy was AFK, and then Kriggle. And by the way, I've 34. The plan that they had. The plan they had was they were going to say that Kriggle was racing on his brother's PC. Kriggle was going to race on his brother's PC. They're going to say Chris was racing on his brother's PC, and that it was a PC screenshot. Now, I still wouldn't have believed that because
I wouldn't have either. He's never done that.
I know, he never does that. And even when he does, it doesn't change his pace that much. The guy doesn't go from being the slowest car in the field, which he was one of the slowest cars in the field last night in the road course race, to being the dominant car. I don't care how much. You could give him 100,000 more horsepower. Brunswick has just been added. Chris has just been added to the booth. Hello, Pickle Chris. What the fuck?
I want to say something. I never did nothing. I was innocent.
Yeah, Chris 34 told me you weren't even fucking there.
Yeah, maybe was eating a pizza while that happened.
All right, well, Chris, do you want to be involved? Chris, do you want to listen to our commentary right here in the booth? Duncan misses the corner, stopped from the lead.
I want to listen. Also want to. So yeah.
Well, Kriggle, there's gonna be 4 of us in the booth. We're gonna be sounding like NBC.
It's gonna be horrible.
All right, heading down into turn 1. Duncan has respawned his car. Why has he done that? I don't know. He better not be allowed to merge, or I'm sending him to space.
Nook trying to use the late race yellow to his advantage, seeing
or at
if he
least
can
on
get
the
back
exit
in
he does.
contention to win this race.
And the 20 of Zach, he has 1 career win to his D1 name. That will not change tonight. Zach Wide misses the corner.
What a corner. By
That was-
5-car.
That was a great racing line by Nook.
And the grass, yeah.
Look,
Very good.
absolutely using that yellow to his advantage, getting him back out front, seeing what he can do with it.
Well. Did he hit the wall?
Wait, like Debbie?
Duncan is going to merge.
Like that.
Duncan is going to merge,
Debbie?
but he should be pitting with the leaders. He did, in fact, respawn his car, which does give him a tire advantage. A sizable tire advantage, which means he should be forced to pit with the leaders. We head through the bus stop.
What a bus stop by that 17.
And that would be...
Duncan
that
is
would
just
be-
sitting there.
And to give you some perspective as to how insane it would be to watch the 17 win, BRL, I don't believe, has had a debut winner. Actually, I think Bella was our last debut winner, so not actually that far along.
Well, no, I don't think she won.
Fake news. It was 34 for real.
Well, the list of BRL debut winners is not very long.
All right.
Not long at all. I believe the only ones I can remember is TJ, myself, 34, and Bella.
In the 17, put his name on that board.
Duncan is sitting on the back straightaway still, I believe, in the chicane.
No, he's in,
there he
he's
is.
in
He's back with
second.
them.
Nook just missed the corner.
No,
He is
Nook
hard
did
into the
that.
wall. Zach's going to run him wide,
Hard
and if I
crap.
was Zach, I would run him wide. Duncan has a tire
Here comes the
advantage.
17. Capitalizing
Yeah.
on top
he
Brunswick-
absolutely does have a
Brunswick
tire
should not-
advantage.
I'm just going to say it. Brunswick should not allow this at all. If you respawn your car, I do not care. You should not be allowed to race with the lead pack because Duncan is now going to win because of a significant tire advantage.
If he doesn't pit with the, I believe he'll have to pit with the leaders. That
It
rule's been in
doesn't
place for
matter.
quite
He's
some
going to
time.
pull away before that's
He's the
even
leader.
happened because he has an advantage.
That is fair.
He's
He probably has to pit within the next few laps to where it wouldn't
I don't know.
affect anything much.
Oh,
Zach bends it.
Zach goes around.
I think, in my opinion, the only way this is fair is if they make... Yeah, they got to make him come down. And arguably, before they do it, they should make him wave the lead. Here comes
Here
the
comes
17,
the
Peta to the lead. Peta in the 17 goes to the point.
Start to interrupt you, Austin, but yeah, he ate the tire barrier.
17.
On the
Down in the
outside,
turn
Duncan
Life here.
goes wide into the grass. Both leaders wide. Duncan through the grass, gonna hold it.
You can just tell that that 21 has the tire advantage.
Sliding
Absolutely.
sideways wide.
17
And if
pulls
I'm
the
Peter-
21.
Yeah, if I'm
Personally,
kidding, you
if I
can't
was-
let him go because even though he's going to be forced to pit, I'm going to tell you, you have to pit this time because otherwise I think he can make it to the end, which is going to completely ruin strategy as Duncan's just going to win anyways.
Personally, if I was in that treetop Ford machine, what I would do is I wouldn't try to fight for the lead for Duncan, knowing that Duncan's
Well,
more than
they're letting
likely
Nook
going to
merge.
come down.
Connor, if he pits, he's going to wait till next lap to pit with 6 laps to go. And I think you might be able to stretch 6 laps on these tires. So,
He's got to come down
know.
this time.
yeah, I think Brunswick needs to make him come this time to maintain the fairness. I'm very just
what about the 5
bewildered.
car? What about the 5 car?
Yeah,
The
you
5
got
car
to
did
tell him
not
to pit this
respawn.
time.
Also merged.
Did he respawn, though,
Nook-
is the big question.
Well, he still should have to pit with Duncan, I think, right here.
Yeah, he still has the tire advantage.
Nook and Duncan into pit road this lap.
Can't argue with that.
And
No, I do
Duncan, I
feel
think,
since
might
he didn't
actually try
respawn.
that. I think Nook and I think at least Duncan will be trying to argue that. But as we see, both drivers hit the pit road.
If I were to have my own take on it, I think they should have been able to say out another lot, considering the fact he did not respawn like Duncan did, and did not have much more of an advantage than him. But
They both
That's-
gained an advantage. They both got the same result. They
That-
both had to merge.
can't argue
Both
with
have
that.
to drop back. I think in the end of it, if they both have to pit again, then
Wow.
you know, 17.
Sorry to interrupt you both, but not Karn. I mean, Duncan missed his pit box, so he got held up way more than us did.
That's huge.
And let's not
Considering the fact he had
discount the
great
fact
pace.
that. And Connor, let's not discount the fact that very realistically, Nook and Duncan could be battling for the win despite this, but of course we're going to be throwing them off the strategy that everyone else has. And there's a reason no one pits this early into the run because, well, the tire wear just simply isn't bad enough to where you're going to pit and make a significant advantage once everyone else comes down after you. But also, you're going to make hay. It's just that if the guy behind you has pace, they're going to make hay even more because they're going to be able to make it to the end, whereas Duncan and Nook are going to be running on bald tires by the end of the race, and I believe they may blow on the last lap.
That's true. But we've seen it here in this league before from me. With blown tires, if you can control it correctly, you might be able to make it back around considering or depending on
Connor,
how everyone else
you
runs
did that
and
on
inconveniences they have.
Homestead, though. Homestead was not as big as Daytona.
I do agree, but like I stated, with the issues everyone's been having this race, depending on where you blow the tire on what lap, if it's the last one, if you blow it on the backstretch, you might be able to make it back around and still claim that victory.
It looks like he's parked it. Duncan's parked it from the race.
Wow. All of the
17.
And the 17 is missed the corner. Will back it up. Is in reverse.
What?
I've no idea what he's doing.
I think he's button lock awesome.
He might
He's
be
just out. He's just despawned, which gives the
which
lead.
is going to hand the lead over to Quack if he catches up.
No, he left the game, Connor.
Oh, he did. So
Quack is lapped, which hands the lead to Nook.
Nook is leading at Daytona. Oh my! This is what a change for the win.
I'm pretty sure Duncan backed out the race because of that car, and now he's gone. 70. Peter.
It looks like Robotica. It looks like he got DQ or disconnected.
I'm being
Coming this time around, we'll see the gap for Nook.
This might be over. I think that he has this all in the bag. He only needs to worry about Quack and Zach.
Quack is lapped, so even if he's got to pit again, I don't think he'll have to worry about Quack at all.
Yeah, now he just needs to worry about.
I think considering the fact he has such a big lead now at this point, he should try to maintain his spot rather than trying to extend it. Because while Zach's trying to get closer to him to potentially go for the win, he might overdrive the corner and wreck himself, giving Nook, who has been more so patient, giving him a bigger lead again.
I mean, I think Nook he has the better tires. Yeah, there goes Zach down pit road.
That's going to be huge. Nook is going to have a huge lead. He went through with the rules as well, pitted when asked to, and now he's going to probably run away with the win.
Whoa, mister. We have another person in the booth, and his name is Darty Fly.
At this, Duncan's mad because we said that he should have to pit with 6 to go because he respawned his car and merged. He said he had a glitch car, which that's fine. But the truth is, that's a stock car Thunder issue. That's not a me issue, 34. Okay, so let me put it to you like this. Let me put it to you like this. If this guy Zach would, I don't even know what to say at this point. let me put it to you like this. Okay, so 34. Imagine you were running this race, which you were, but then you got kicked out. You were, and you got kicked out. And then a guy whose name is PETA was running second, but he respawned his car, so he had better tires than you and won the race. Duncan's mad at me because I said he shouldn't be able to win the race because he has better tires.
And if Duncan was just being patient, I feel he would be right there with Nook going for the win.
Exactly.
Well,
that would be great.
let me preface one thing to you. Let me preface one thing. Nook's got to come back down.
Send Robux to people.
Nook's got to come back down. So there's no win in sight for bro. He's gonna have to bid again.
Also, while we were doing that discussion, Nook got LaPage by Quack.
Bro, yeah, Nook's win is
look
over.
Who's back in the field.
Never mind, Quack is. I mean,
right behind the 5.
Never mind, Zach into the
17
wall.
will have to pit with the leader.
Here's the point. Here's the point I want to make. This game is the problem. You can't get mad at me for saying that I don't think someone should have an unfair tire advantage. You can get mad at Brunswick for choosing to use stock car Thunder, but you can't get mad at me for saying that is not fair to anybody. That you can't get mad at me for saying it's not fair to anybody that somebody can respawn their car and merge and then just get to like pit what lap they choose and win the race for free.
I don't know. The 17 did merge back in, correct?
Yes, and he merged
He's
directly.
probably gonna have to pit.
Yeah, I think he should probably end up having to pit with Nook.
Or this time, considering how fast. Yeah, he's probably gonna have to pit down this
with
time.
Zach, he scored third. What?
Quack is lapped, yes.
He's saying that. Oh, Quack scored his fourth, I assume.
Yes, he is fourth.
And
pit road. Oh.
And PETA.
Oh my God! This race just gets stupider and stupider.
And I'm being honest.
Nook's got to try to beat Zach out of pit road, or not out of pit road, but back onto the track.
Yeah, I know. Just honestly, just put the guy behind him because I don't think the guy knew. I'm not sure what's going on. I honestly don't. I have no clue what's going on.
I say
we have lost the plot.
Put
this back to MWR immediately.
Everything that's going on right now is fine. Nook is in first, and all the way back there behind him is PETA. And they are running in the correct spots.
I want to say
with the respawn and Nook hitting pit road, it equals out.
I want to say something. Nook hit it, and still Zach didn't even get it.
Yeah, that's because Zach wrecked like 3 times.
Oh my!
I'm not sure if he was probably.
We need to see an amazing drive from the 17. It doesn't look like it's gonna happen.
That back end just kicking out. But remember, there's 2 ways to win a race. You can either win it or Nook can lose it. That 5 prime machine has been prone to mistakes. In the 17, we know he's willing to stick the nose in there and try and grip it up, find whatever line there is to go in a non-points race. There's never mind.
Yes,
he's just got disconnected.
Who does?
And boys, we can just say this right now. Nook has won this race.
If Nook wins this race, I have a great win call I could make.
Yeah,
Connor, I can't say anything at all.
Champion, most popular.
Other than we literally just executed. We executed all the fast guys.
Yeah,
we executed all the fast guys.
Quote unquote, 34 who was racing for me got killed.
All right, let's get this over with. Fellas, let me call the finish here. The white flag is out, presented by Credit One Bank.
Absolutely
I'm not gonna say Nook. I'm not gonna say Nook ran a perfect race. I'm not gonna say Nook did anything. But the guy's leading the clash. At this point, that's all it requires to win is to be the car that's in the field.
And I want to
the sponsor on the side of the car is Prime, and it is prime time for the 5 finished third in the standings last season, and now looking to start the season hot with a pretty questionable win here in the clash. What am I wasting my time on? Nook is sideways. Zach is 25 seconds back. Remember, he was on Nook's bumper before Nook did.
Here comes Zach.
He corner cut. I don't know if that's legal or not.
What am I watching?
Nook through 1 and 2 oval. And heading down the back, the 5 prime machine, third in the points. Now trying to put this thing in victory lane early. With the Daytona 500 just days away. It's a great time to have momentum. He wins!
No spins that.
I don't know what's happening right now, but the 20 missed the corner as well. He's got to slow down. Everyone's got to slow down.
No, you just let him go. Zach just let him go.
Which, hey, remember this. There's still a corner left to go here, boys.
If I was Zach, I would wreck him right now.
If I was Zach, I would try. If I was Zach, I would not lift in this whole into the final corner. Took your leader. No. He almost hits the tire. Not enough.
It's packed and shifting.
And the 5 prime machine is going to do it. He wins the Busch class.
Ruined a great call I had, mister, but wasn't
Connor,
bad.
we don't care about your great call. Mine was better.